Hello all, this is JC3 from Is This Real? Do you want to start your own podcast? Then look no further than Buzzsprout.com. We here at Green Hour Media use Buzzsprout, and we love the team at Buzzsprout. They are all about helping you succeed. Buzzsprout gets your show listed in every major podcast platform. Follow the link in our show notes to let Buzzsprout know that we sent you. It gets you a $20 paid Amazon gift card if you sign up with a paid plan and helps support our show. Join us and over 100,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout.com to get your message out to the world. Welcome everybody, and we are back. Is This Real is back. Green Hour Media is back with our new podcast. Not new, but, our podcast in general. As usual, I'm your host, Joe. We got Dad over there. We got Eric, Mr. West himself. And we got
US, aka.
And we got Roadblock Joshua over here.
Yo, what's up?
It is back. It is good to be back in the booth with you
finally, guys. Finally. Fuck that.
After a couple of months of just heartache in our family and just in general, it is good to be back on a regular fucking schedule.
Yeah.
Just to be back in the booth and stop doing those stupid fucking video calls, which suck. I hate those goddamn video calls so much.
Yeah, but they got us through. I mean, we didn't do many, but
for 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, it is. It kept everybody in touch. It kept everybody together. So that was a good thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Did you know there was a time limit on those? I did not learn that until it happened to us.
Yeah, there's a fucking time. I didn't know there was a 40-minute. It didn't happen on the first one. It happened on the second one.
Yeah, we were under.
No, we weren't under. The reason is because it was our first time video recording on that account.
Oh, so
they give you the first hour and a half free. So I was like, cool, I guess.
All right.
And then I didn't realize it the second time, and then it's like, okay, you're done. I was like, fuck you. But today, with our first new podcast of the new year, obviously this is This Real? If you guys didn't know. Our first new podcast, our first new topic of this new year is Area 51, gentlemen.
Area 51.
Area 51.
51.
And that's as per usual, we take on big events, big conspiracies, big things happening. We try to do our best to completely talk about it, which, some episodes are better than others, obviously.
Yes.
Nobody hears about it, but nobody wants to go back to that JFK debacle.
Before we step into this beautiful topic, and it's going to be fun because there's a lot of crazy shit that's going out there in the desert. But before we do that, we just want to. I want to give a big shout out to the new studio name, the Keith V. Kayla Studios, the angriest man in the land. We renamed the studios after the angry uncle, and it's good to have a piece of him wherever we're going in this. And also the Jordan, I want to say give a big shout out to Jordan. Did a great job in a tribute show, yeah. And Jordan's podcast is not on our network, but you know what, he's like family, so I want to give him a big shout out. What's it? The nerdy,
the Latino nerd,
the Latino nerd. Guys, if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. I'm sure he's doing a great job over there, and just keep going and do what you're doing, Jordan. Thank you for your great podcast. Now let's kick his ass.
Thank you, Latino nerd. So getting into it, Area 51. First, before we get into talking about specifics and stuff like that, when you guys hear the word Area 51, what do you think of? Dad, I'll start with you.
A lot of different things. I think of number one, conspiracies. I'm not going to say theories because a lot of people are programmed to say, you say conspiracy, that word theory's got to follow. That's bullshit. That's what they want you to believe. I believe that in my heart of hearts, because it's so secretive, two things are happening over there. Number one, they need a place to hide our the things that they're doing that are like these black ops and all this stuff. They need that. Now, that could be aliens. That could be, ancient technology. That could be a million different things. But I also believe that it has to be that way because you know, for the defense of our own country, you need to have a place where we can, you know, they can work out of the norm. They can work out of the sight of the public eye. It pisses me off because I want to get in there. You know, I want to get in here.
I mean, it pisses a lot of people off because because the thing that people really don't understand is that a government needs secrets in order to sustain itself.
That's true.
All right, so Eric, what do you think when you hear of Area 51?
Destroy all humans. There's a video game called Destroy All Humans.
Right to the point. Jesus fucking Christ.
And if you've played it, there's this one part where you land in Area 51. You got this one like ion gun where it just like shoots like ion grenades. It goes floop boom, and then like it just goes on a timer, and then just doop doop doop, and just vaporizes everything.
Jesus
it's pretty
fucking Christ.
It's pretty fucking lit. And you fight like psychic humans that have been experimented on and shit like that. It's pretty fucking lit.
All right, Joshua.
I don't know if I want to follow that. No, I'm just kidding.
Joshua looked around like, what the fuck is that about?
No, Area 51, first thoughts, obviously growing up in the U.S., you probably hear the, you know, the aliens, that's where, whatever, the testings, whatever.
Little green man.
Like that. Yeah, you hear all that stuff. For me, personally, when it comes to Area 51, and it's a subject I'm kind of a nerd about, is actually the SR-71 Blackbird. And I've heard and tried to study and look up this thing since like high school. I am fascinated by it. I think it's phenomenal.
Is that where they were testing it?
Yes, that's where it was originally built, the concept and all that
stuff. You will get back into that.
Beautiful, one of the most beautiful designed aeroplanes that I've ever seen in my life.
Aeroplanes. All right, so just a little background. Area 51 is officially called the Comey Airport.
That's right.
That's Homey Airport, not Comey. Sorry,
KHX or something like that.
KXTA.
Something. See, I was somewhere.
Or it's on Groom Lake. It's a part of the Edwards Air Force Base in the Nevada desert. It's the central component for UFO investigation. The CIA established Groom Lake for Project Aquatone back in April of 1955.
Okay.
Wasn't it Eisenhower or something like that that they gave the green light for that?
Yeah, 55 would be Eisenhower.
Yeah. It was the Aquatone was the development of the U-2 strategic reconnaissance aircraft.
The spy plane, aka if you play Black Ops, that's what you call when you get 3 kill streaks. Your spy plane, aka your U-2 plane.
Yep. So it's the test site for the Blackbird, and it's completely off limits to civilian and normal military air traffic.
I'd just like to say that technically it was off limits because as of 2 years ago, there was the Area 51 raid.
Oh, the storm Area 51
stuff. Yep. We'll get into that because
happened.
That's actually
almost happened. All of them are pussy. I don't give a fuck.
But
right,
yeah,
Eric.
So obviously, as Dad was saying with the conspiracy, there's a couple different conspiracies with this. You know what everybody thinks. It all started with Roswell, and how the Roswell, that area, and the UFO sighting in Roswell, New Mexico in
84?
No, Roswell.
That was like 45, wasn't it? 43?
Yeah,
47.
47.
That was way earlier.
Yeah, it was the military said it was a crashed balloon. It was a nuclear test surveillance balloon that crashed, but the locals say they saw a flying saucer. Mm-hmm. So apparently there was also supposedly men in black on that site also that brought all this debris to Area 51. So there's a connection between Area 51 and Roswell. Apparently, it's a
allegedly
conspiracy. Allegedly. Allegedly.
Well, fun fact for me being young and stupid, I actually thought they were one and the same.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hey, Ryan. Hi, this is Sarah Palin.
Ryan, Donald Trump Jr.
Hogs to win, see you. Hey, everybody, I want y'all to check out a fellow Marines podcast.
My name is Ted Nugent, and I got a call from my buddy Ryan F. Samuels, and he wants me to tell you that he's a working hard, playing all-American son of a who is celebrating God, family, country.
Welcome to the Ryan Samuels Show, one of the top political podcasts in the United States, where we have a healthy distrust for government and mainstream media. The Ryan Samuels Show is a raw, unfiltered look at American politics.
Roswell and Area 51?
Yeah, I thought they were like the same location. When I was a kid, forgive me.
You really got to stop being so hard on yourself. Okay?
I thought they were the same location at one point.
You're not young anymore.
I thought they were because, like, back then, I guess, like, never actually fully looking stuff up or, like, not really caring.
You're an asshole for saying that. You're not young anymore. You said young and stupid.
Yeah, shut up. No, I was trying to ignore what he said.
No, I had to point it out, though.
Yeah, I know you're right.
All right, so I'll just read off the conspiracies of it because I like getting into that. So apparently it has storage of crashed alien aircrafts. Now, do you guys believe 100% that Area 51 has crashed extraterrestrial aircrafts?
Well, you know what? I'm going to go with what the good old U.S. Air Force tells me, and it tells me that the official use is to test aeroplanes, and that's what my little feeble brain believes.
What the fuck?
I just don't know how to follow that.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, that was Eric.
AKA Mr. Ryu-san.
So, honestly.
Okay, we got Eric's answer.
I thought it was Joe from Gunsmoke the way he was talking.
We got Eric's answer. How about you, Big Joe?
I think there is something to it. Where else are they going to do it? Where else are they going to hide this shit?
Antarctica.
Yeah, but people in Antarctica, I mean,
it's cold out there, bro. You ain't going to go out there.
No,
trust me. I wouldn't go out there.
We don't know if there's any bases out there or anything like that. We don't know. We do know, and it was at Sweden. We know they got that seed vault. That's the only thing that we know. Now we do know where this place is, but what heightens all the bullshit around it, and the fact that there's probably something there is the fact that it's so remote. It scares the fuck out of you because you're in the middle of nowhere, and I mean absolutely nowhere, and it's not like
there's minefields all around.
Right.
You.
I mean, you think that Area 51, people would think, well, it's right here. I'll go up to the gate and I'll peer in. You're 10 miles away from the base when you get to the gate. Yeah. If you get to the gate, so
you won't get there.
Right. I mean, and they tell you, you one step foot on there, we're going to blow you the fuck away. And the guys that are actually patrolling the place are not government employees. They're not.
It's like mercenary shit.
Yeah, these are hired people from firms that actually do security. So they're camo dudes, they call them. They're not paid by they're paid by the government, but they're not on the government payroll. Yeah. So that's what's.
So you know what that is? You know what that means? It's just like the people who protect the president. They will kill you.
Oh yeah, they put them. Hey, look at
They will fucking work you.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
They're trained to get right in the middle of the fucking, right in front of the bullets. They don't give a shit. I say like this. No, fuck you. Somebody shoots you.
They don't shoot no type of fucking bullets whatsoever.
I'm not. I'm only go around once.
Well, jumping off of that.
No, but there definitely is some shit out there, bro.
So apparently, also conspiracies consist of their meeting with extraterrestrials, meaning obviously they know aliens are there and they're conversing with these extraterrestrials in Area 51.
In anybody's research, did you guys come across a guy by the name of Bob Lazar?
No, sir.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
Bob Lazar worked there at Area 51, and he blew the whistle as to what was out there.
Wasn't he the one on Rogan's podcast? Because there was a guy on Rogan's podcast that he was allegedly talking about him working there, and that every day he would get assigned something new, so that he wasn't working on the same thing, so he wouldn't be curious as to what he was working on. And something supposedly that he was working on was like some type of like ball that was like. It was like supposed to be like It was supposed to be like a gravity machine or like a gravity warping machine or something like that.
Anti-reverse matter, something like that.
Something like that, and it's just like they tried to shoot at it, like bullets bounce off of it, like it was
terrifying.
I think it's literally antimatter.
It was like literally indestructible from what this guy was from what he witnessed supposedly.
And he blew the whistle. I mean, he came out, wrote a book. He did all these interviews.
And he's not dead.
No, and before you know it, next he's got his own website.
Think about it. They need to have someone out there to make it seem like, okay, this is going on, but it's just like if you have too many other people, too many other scientists talking about this shit, then it becomes a problem. But if you got one or two, just let them do their little thing. People will believe them or not. So you know,
well, we'll make him look stupid. We'll demonize him to where everybody thinks he's a fucking moron, and you know, space aliens and all this other shit.
Spaceballs.
One thing that he did come up with, and I gotta agree with him in a way, and I mean, you know, he would know the bottom of the. Supposedly, the bottom of Area 51 is shaped like a reverse, like an ice cream cone, upside down. In other words, at the top,
like a funnel,
it comes down like this, and the layers like 15 layers deep, and it comes all the way down. And the most important stuff is happening on the bottom level.
Of course,
yeah, of course.
So that's, you know, you can't get anywhere near it, even if you got into the building, which you're not.
You know what makes me curious? Not to cut you off. I wonder if they built that in like in anticipation if like tectonic plates were to go around, like earthquakes and shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
probably, because that area is prone to
earthquakes and shit.
So
well, I know a lot of the silos that they built back in the 50s and the 60s. If you tour them today, you see they had the living quarters, and then the silo with the nuclear would be over here, and here's where you would launch it from. But in this, you had people had to sleep there and eat there and grow their own food there. On the bottom of it, they had springs in case
like
the
water?
place springs.
Oh, like springs,
right?
Okay.
In case the place moved, and that's also the case in Cheyenne Mountain, in Colorado, where we housed the NORAD for years. On the bottom of that, there are these giant springs, so they might have taken that into consideration. You know, what if something starts moving around? Yeah. You know, we have all this billions of dollars of equipment.
What if something we're messing with starts fucking with the place?
Exactly. And there's tunnels. I mean, I don't want to get off on this, but we'll do a show about this. There's tunnels all over the United States. You know, if you do your homework and research, you'd find out that there's tunnels that go from Maine to California. You know, and people are... You know, people come out of these things. They're supposedly to move whatever the government wants to move. Bombs, missiles. You know, think about this. How many times you've been driving down the road, you see somebody with a nuclear missile strapped to the back? They're getting to the silos somehow.
Yeah.
So they ain't getting by train.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, another conspiracy, like you were talking about with this Bob Lazar, is the development of energy weapons.
Right. Reverse energy.
Yeah. So
taking it from the elements.
I mean, obviously, it's still energy.
Right.
So it's an energy weapon, regardless if it's reverse or not. So,
but you gotta admit that's something that, like, no matter how intelligent you think a person is, you really know that we really not capable of making some shit like that, man.
Yeah, you have to be extremely intelligent to
otherworldly, man. You have to be otherworldly to think of some shit like that.
That's really, like, it's fucked up. Like, to make energy weapons, and because you know, if that ever breaks out and somebody learns how to do it,
we're fucked.
It's like that's why you decommission the nuclear bombs, is because you know what that can do.
Yeah.
And I mean, isn't a nuclear bomb type of an energy weapon?
Yeah,
it's splitting an atom.
I mean, a nuclear bomb. Well, now it's not even. It's
they use
way beyond that.
They use hydrogen bombs now.
Well, what they did was basically what happened was when they started building these things, we were so out of control. Like Russia would just keep building, we'd keep building, we'd put them all over the world.
It was a giant arms race,
right? And what happened was we found ourselves in what they call MAD, M-A-D-D. Mutually assured destruction. In other words, I'll let you blow off. You want to launch your weapons? We're going to knock you the fuck out too. We're going to take you out. So, you know, we kind of got that. We realized that. The Russians realized that, and we were like, oh, wait, time out. Let's put the brakes, pump the brakes. We don't need to be killing, because, you know,
it's like how they would. It's like how they were testing hydrogen bombs out in the mountains, out in the Alps or some shit like that. They were blowing up hydrogen bombs, trying to destroy the fucking atmosphere.
Dude, Nuketown, bro.
And it took them 6 hydrogen bombs to realize, you know what? This isn't a good idea.
Yeah, it's crazy what's out there.
Like, bruh.
But we reverse. I believe in you know, in Broom Lake. I think we're also doing what you said. We are reverse engineering. We're taking their crafts that we find or we shoot down or whatever, and we are reverse engineering to the point where now we can build these crafts, or we're going to do our best to try to build these crafts. Because, like you said, Eric, we're not that smart.
There's no way.
You know, look what we're going through now.
There's no way.
Look literally what we're going through now. We're going through a fucking pandemic where a fucking giant cold has come by and taken the entire world out. I know it's going to piss people off saying that, but I'm trying to make a metaphor. You know, a giant disease has now taken out, you know, 1 million people or 1.5 million fucking people, and we haven't figured it out. We haven't come across one anything. But in 8 months, we've come across a vaccine. When you take vaccines, take 3-4 years. So another show, another topic. But, these are things that I don't believe either we are that smart or that fucking stupid. And I haven't figured out what yet. I'm leaning towards the stupid part because I don't
after the show's over, I'm gonna take y'all my input of what I figured out about this thing we call life, and it's gonna blow y'all fucking minds.
Oh, great! Yay!
Nah, for real.
No, okay.
It's just crazy.
So another conspiracy theory that is linked to Area 51 is that they're creating time travel and teleportation devices.
I believe that they might be attempting to it, but I don't believe that they're being successful in doing that.
Obviously, there's not a lot of proof to that claim.
I don't believe in time travel at all.
Because
sorry, if you want to time travel forward, I might give that some props because that hasn't happened yet. But if you want to,
at least we don't.
You're not going to time travel to the back because the minute you get back there, it changes that realm. So that realm of history is gone. In other words, say I want to go back to
alternate universes start coming in.
Exactly. So you want me to go back to 1963, when the day JFK, I want to be teleported to the, the Texas School Book Depository at that moment. Well, if I'm there at that moment, and I stop the assassination, or I trip on a box and it kills Oswald and he flies out the fucking window, well, then we don't have the Kennedy assassination. So for the last 65 fucking years, that topic should never have been talked about, but it was. So you cannot change history.
What I'm saying is that creates an alternate timeline that obviously we're not a part of.
Right. Well,
that's when we get into deep theories about timelines and planes of existence and shit like that.
Oh, I do believe there's other planes and other existences. I do. I mean, look, I can't say
that's where the aliens come from.
I think I believe more in trying to transport things from A to B in different ways. I don't really believe in the time travel that much.
Yeah, it's very hard to believe in.
Yeah. I think with the technology that they can do in their cold fusions, their atom splicings, all this crazy shit that they do, I really do think at some point in time, maybe not our lifetime.
You know what that sounds like to me? It sounds like black holes, though.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
I want to send somebody through a fucking black hole. Josh.
No. First of all, no, that's not going to happen. I'll never come out.
I'll tell you what. You want to do something? Here's what you do. Okay. Let them develop the time travel that we can time travel back in time. Okay. I want. Perfect. This is perfect. It saves the company money, saves the government money. You don't need that many fucking judges. You don't have to kill anybody, and there's no lethal injection. Send the fucking prisoners on the time travel back to the fucking prehistoric days. Let them fend for themselves. So you're not fucking doing anything. You're not feeding them motherfuckers. You're not doing. You want to talk time travel? Let's get serious, folks. Let's get serious.
Where the hell did we just?
Now, I mean, are they?
That's the movie right there. Let's get serious.
Yeah, I mean,
we got it.
Are they doing this stuff? And they're wasting my tax dollars at this fucking Area 51 doing this shit?
They're wasting it on government toilets.
Well,
exactly.
Here's a couple more conspiracy theories that I think are interesting because it lands into another conspiracy theory about something else that I remember you talking about a lot, Dad. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, but apparently there's a conspiracy theory or conspiracy that Area 51 is a hub for weather control.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hello, nerds. Come listen to the History Nerds United podcast, and let's make history fun again. We interview today's best authors, whether they are established Pulitzer Prize winners or someone debuting their first book. Let us show you that history is not a boring class you took in high school, but a place where the best stories come from. And we don't just cover history, we also love to chat about true crime, biographies, memoirs, and so much more. So head on over to History Nerds United and let us introduce you to your new favorite book and learn the story behind the story.
History Nerds United.
Weather control. Damn, I had something.
And that leads into HARP, which is in Alaska.
Yeah, you know what? It could be, but again, I haven't seen any links to that from HARP down here. Now HARP does exist. They've already
supposedly we've been able to manipulate the weather since like the 60s.
Yeah.
Well, HARP is the High Frequency Active Aurora Research Program.
Mm-hmm.
And the theory is that they control the weather. They can manipulate storms.
I mean, it wouldn't be too far off.
It's not theory. They can actually damn near do it. They basically do it.
Well,
I saw this one thing. I think that it's a British. I think it's English or a British talk show host, whatever his name is. He's kind of famous. I forgot his name at the moment, but he literally went to like a station that was I can't even remember what. Was it Jesse Ventura? No.
Because I remember he did that.
Oh no! It was he was a English or British guy. I can't remember. An older dude. And he went and like the whole like I guess video documentary whatever it was he was doing showed like this kind of like a station that you would think like a rocket would take off of, doing some kind of like I guess steaming water or some kind of like a small explosion that heated everything up, and the next thing you know there's like a huge cloud of smoke like an atom bomb just went off or some shit like that. Wow. And like 30 seconds later it just starts raining. They literally filmed him. He's sitting there. He's like laughing, and he turns around. He's like, "Holy shit! The government's trying to play God," and then just walked off.
I think they started this weather stuff.
The science behind
for
it
weapons.
Isn't too far off.
You know, we needed a way, and you know who started most of the shit. I'll be honest with you. You know who actually promoted and built these weapons? The Nazis.
Oh yeah,
well, yeah. Them motherfuckers were.
See, that's a whole nother podcast,
right? I mean, that's something we really got to get into, and I
would love to talk about the Nazi technology,
Nazi super weapons, man.
The bell of the Nazis. They were so advanced. I mean, Werner von Braun was the one who came here from. You know, he was arrested in Germany as a scientist, and they deported him under Operation Paperclip to Toronto. And they told him, you know what, you're out of the country, but you're going to work for us. And he's the one that developed
the bomb.
The rocket. No, not so much the bomb, but he developed the rocket that would develop that you were,
the guidance system.
No, the actual rocket itself, like the Saturn V rocket that took us to the moon.
All that's for missiles or some shit like that.
It's all that is him. He did all that for us, and he was still a Nazi when the cocksucker should have been put on trial. You know, and I know that, like, you talk to a lot of people and you hear, well, you know, he won World War II. Time out. I'm just going to say this. The dropping of those bombs didn't win World War II for us. They had nothing to do with it. We did not need to drop those bombs.
Yeah, it was a test site.
We did not need to drop those bombs.
We just wanted to test them on our enemies.
We just wanted to play with our toys.
Did it end Japan's involvement in the war? It did, because they couldn't fight back.
It ended up
that's another story.
It's like who in the hell said this? It was a comedian that said this. Bro, we dropped the bombs on them and we just demasculated the whole people, bro. They started playing with Hello Kitty and everything.
I remember that. I forgot who that was.
I forgot who it was that said that, but that was the best example of that.
Here's two more theories that, again, have no, like, there's no truth behind them or anything. Not that there's no truth, but people are speculating. Apparently, what's going on, a couple of theories have said that the exotic population systems related to the Aurora program is hosted at Area 51.
The thing relating to HARP, right?
No, the Aurora program. Now, what the Aurora program was is that it was
like the Northern Lights?
No, it was a spy plane that apparently nobody can find evidence that was ever built.
The fuck?
It's like the whatchamacallit, the Bigfoot of airplanes. Nobody.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Nobody knows. Nobody has ever had evidence of this plane, but it's been speculated about through history. And apparently it's one of the first.
So it's like so it's a spy plane that's like
but it's one of the first things that led to the creation of the Blackbird.
Oh, so stealth pretty much technology.
Yeah, it was those were origins of what they were trying to do.
Where, like, the plans for this plane or anything, they're saying it is housed in Area 51 because they don't want nobody else creating a Blackbird type weapon.
Wasn't that the original one of the original theories that aliens were, that one of their ships other than Roswell like landed and they were actually trying to use it?
Yeah. That's the theory. And another one leads into a much bigger theory, and I think we can end on this one. It's apparently Area 51 houses activities related to One World Government or the Majestic 12 organization.
That's a good theory to have, but again, a theory is just a story.
So apparently, the Majestic 12 is a code name for alleged secret committee of scientists, military leaders, and governments and government officials created in 1947 to help with supposed recovered alien spacecrafts, talking to aliens, recovering aliens. So basically, Black Ops and Men in Black.
Right.
That's what apparently this Majestic 12 organization is about. And then again, nobody's ever heard of them. I mean, not heard of them. Nobody's ever had proof of them or anything like that. But as far as the one world government, everybody has been talking about a one world government for years, theorizing about a one world government.
I knew a guy that was actually in favor of a one world government, where he was
I know somebody too, and
so it's like again, in theory, it sounds all great, but it's again only a theory.
Yeah.
So honestly, as much as people don't want to acknowledge it, bro, we're fucking animals that are also just drawn to being in separate packs.
Yeah.
So obviously, by that human nature by itself, we're never gonna be able to get along because of the whole separatism thing. So trying to just unify everybody under one type of belief and trying to force people to change the way that they are, erase their culture, and just try to be okay, no, fuck all that, fuck your whole past. We are now a human species. There's gonna be resistance against that.
That's exactly. You could have said that better. That reminds me of a joke, and I know I'm going to piss people off, but I don't care. There was once this bus driver. He drove a bunch of kids to school. Okay.
I love the joke already.
And he said to me, well, not said to me, but he's like, the kids are fighting every day. The black kids are fighting with the white kids. The white kids are fighting. Well, we're better, you're better, whatever. So one day he turned around. He said, tomorrow, everybody's green. I don't want to hear any bullshit. You come to this bus, you're all green. Next morning comes, he opens the door, he goes, okay, the dark green ones get to the back, the light green ones get to the front.
Wow.
So no matter how, and that to his Eric's theory, what happens is no matter what you're going to do, you can try to make us all one in peace and love. It's not going to happen.
It's never going to happen, bro. In theory, it sounds good, but it's not going to happen.
We all got to be they want to preach. Let's all be independent.
No.
Everybody, we're all the same. We're all the same. But then they point out your differences. And if this fucking prick behind me says one word, I'm kicking him in the ass.
Yeah. Anyway,
what did I do?
Shut up, Anthony. But there's so many conspiracy theories about Area 51 and the shit that's going on there. We could spend 3, 4, 5 episodes.
I do want to do a part 2 to this, though. I really do, because there's a lot more out there.
We could talk about the sciences next episode. All the sciences that have released information.
The sciences is a good one. That's good. That's gonna be. So I tell you what. Why don't we do the next episode and make it an open lines one? In other words, we all come with our own topic, and we all just kick it around like we do, because that seems to be a little bit easier. We go see how we go off into, from Area 51. We now talk about this, we talk about that. So if we can do one episode of that, kick it around. I'm just throwing it out there.
Let's give Joshua his time for his Blackbird.
Yes.
Yes.
Please, can I?
Yes.
Talk about your Blackbird. Yes, you can, Elon Musk.
Yes.
Talk about your Blackbird, Joshua.
I've been waiting for this for a half hour. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't know, I am a nerd when it comes to the damn military in certain subjects. Not all of it. I'm not completely knowledgeable. I've done my homework. But there's one topic I'd like to talk about, because it is not a theory. It is indeed fact. It has been proven, and it is all over the damn internet if you look up it. So, the SR-71 Blackbird, or the actual technical name, Lockheed.
AKA
give me your thumb of approval.
AKA the sexiest aeroplane ever designed. Ever.
I'm gonna have to agree with Eric on that one, because just oh my god, I can't really get enough. Anyway, let me not nerd out about this. Just for our audience, I'm going to try and read some basic facts about it.
Read your basic facts.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird is a long-range, high-altitude Mach 3 plus strategic reconnaissance aircraft.
My feeble brain does not understand that. Can you please break that down?
Does that airplane go fast?
They go very damn fast.
You say high altitude. Does that mean it go high too?
It go higher than an astronaut. All right, let's put it that way. That's a lie. It doesn't go higher.
That's higher than Eric.
That's higher than me.
It was developed and manufactured by the American Aerospace Company, Lockheed Corporation. It is operated by both the United States Air Force and NASA. The SR-71 was developed as a black project from the Lockheed A-12 reconnaissance aircraft during the 1960s by Lockheed Skunk Works Division. American aerospace engineer Clarence Kelly Johnson was responsible for many of the aircraft's innovative concepts. The shape of the SR-71 was based on the original A-12, first aircraft to be designed with reduced radar cross-section. At one part, a bomber variant of the aircraft was under consideration before the program was focused solely on reconnaissance. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Does that mean that the B-2 bomber came from that?
Yes, the B-2 bomber came
literally came right after that. Because it was actually successful to a degree, they took it off of the SR-71 and made the whole actual bomber itself, and then just made the SR-71 a reconnaissance.
That's bullshit.
So no other country ever made something like this?
Other countries have similar, I'd say,
designs.
Kind of similar designs, but no one has made it as masterfully as we fucking have from the original one.
I think America.
I think what happened.
Fucking America.
I want to sit up and salute. I mean, what the fuck? Well, I think, and he's absolutely right. No one else has ever done this before. But when Francis Powers was shot down in 1964. With the U-2 spy plane, which was what we're talking about here, the Russians reversed engineered it and tried their best and kept failing. They couldn't figure out what the fuck was
Russia. Because they get attacked by bears.
Couldn't do shit with
failed miserably.
Vodka-filled bears.
Oh my god. So anyway,
tough ass fucking bear, bro.
The reconnaissance role.
Giant coat.
I hate you guys. The reconnaissance role included signals, intelligence sensors, a side-looking airborne radar, photo camera. The SR-71 was both longer and heavier than the original A-12, allowing it to hold more fuel as well as 2 seat cockpits. The SR-71 designation has been attributed to lobbying efforts by the USAF Chief of Staff General Curtis LeMay. Sorry,
fuck him.
Oh,
fuck him.
All
right. Scumbag. He should fucking. That's another whole story with the man.
Oh my god.
The aircraft was.
Someone had some feelings?
Exactly. The aircraft was officially introduced to operational service in January 1966. So during, just for actual information, during the actual reconnaissance missions, the SR-71 operated at high speeds and altitudes. In case you don't know, that is Mach 3.2 and 85,000 feet. Or for our European partners,
that's still not as high as Erica.
25. I hate you so much.
I just got to look at like
for our European counterparts, the rest of the world, however you wish to be designated as,
for you
it
metric
would be exactly 25,000
So basically, the rest of the world
meters.
Fuck the rest of the world who actually uses meters. But the USA, we're gonna use fucking feet.
Yes, it's 85,000 feet in America, but for the rest. It is 25,900 meters.
Damn, that's high.
It was
still not higher than you, my dude.
It was originally built that way in order to outrace threats. If a surface-to-air missile launch was detected, standard evasion action would simply to accelerate and outfly the missile. That's how badass this aircraft is. It can outfly a missile.
That's fast.
Designed specifically for that because of its reconnaissance purpose.
So for everybody else out there that doesn't understand how this airplane works, you ever play Black Ops and then you get them kill streaks, and then you see all them people pop up on your little map and it tells you exactly their position. It's exactly something like
and
that. Allegedly, because I've never been inside this plane. I've only been in the video game.
And the last tidbit, real quick, to end it off is on average, each SR-71 could fly once per week due to the extended turnaround required after mission recovery.
Dang.
A total of 32 aircrafts were built. Unfortunately, 12 were lost in accidents, with none lost to enemy action. And then
our stupid activities. That's basically we lost 12 because
I bet you one of them pilots is like, how fast shit. Mach 3 pilot, slow down. Pilot, please slow down.
All right, Eric.
We lost one, bro. Houston, we lost one.
So fun fact.
Captain's like, dumb motherfucker.
Oh, Mach 3, hold my beer.
So a fun fact is that actually,
I swear, I bet you that's how one of them went down, because if I was a pilot, I would have done the same shit.
I'm gonna kill you, Eric. So, last fun fact: it was actually technically retired twice in the lifespan. During 1988, the USAF retired the SR-71 largely due to political reasons, but then they were briefly reactivated during the 1990s before their second retirement, which was in 1998. That was the official final. NASA was the official final operator of that type, retiring most of the examples in 1999. But since his retirement, the role has been taken up by someone else. Where is it? I just read that. Hold on.
The B-2 bomber.
The SR-72.
Yes, it's going to be the SR-72. It's a proposed UAV successor, and it's been under development by Lockheed Martin and scheduled to fly in 2025.
4 years, motherfuckers.
I get another one of those, and I get to be another nerd about it.
Yeah, so thank you for that.
And then Call of Duty gets to put it so we can see how it works.
So basically, what he just read, the last 15 fucking minutes of it, was at Area 51. Just to tie it into our topic of the episode, because they
yes, that's the original name. Do you want to talk about Area 51 or not? All right.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
This is the subject of Area 51. It was there. I've been known about it. It's something I can chime in with.
Dude, he was beating his meat next to me for the last half an hour trying to get this off. That's all you heard is like, I'm going to talk about this. Nobody else gets to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. Like, Jesus Christ, my dude. But yeah, so that's like I said, we could spend fucking months talking about Area 51, the shit going on there, especially all the shit around, like we talked about in one of our episodes previous, which I don't even know if it's still up on the thing right now because nobody has paid it.
Well, why? You know what? Why has nobody paid you, fucking jerk off?
Okay, technical difficulties, guys.
We talked about the desert and how fucked up the desert is. It ties into how fucked up that area is in Nevada.
Who the fuck is running this company? Mickey fucking Mouse?
Shut up, I'm talking. Yeah, so it's
less
like
talking and more paying, motherfuckers.
It's really
boy.
It's really a fucked up area to put something like that, and the activities around the desert and around Area 51 has really made it one of those things that everyone wants to talk about. That's why they tried to storm it a couple years ago, unsuccessfully, mind you.
Pussies.
It was basically successful, just no one crossed the fence.
Bro, there was like 10 people there.
No, there wasn't. There was actually a really huge crowd. I wouldn't say like thousands.
It wasn't more than what happened at the Capitol.
Listen, bro. If you're not willing to die, for it, bro, then you ain't.
But that's what I'm saying. Everybody's like, it's a success. There was 10 people that was out there compared to what happened at the Capitol.
They got told go away before we shoot. They were like, all right.
See, they didn't do that at the Capitol. They let them in. No, they would have shot at Area 51.
Big time.
They would have taken down a fucking missile truck just to kill those people. Like, oh, you're trying to come in, and killed them all. Mowed all those hippies down.
They would have let Bigfoot.
In the words of my Uncle Keith.
That's where he at.
In the words of my Uncle Keith, mow all the hippies down. But yeah, so.
Great, we just lost the hippies as an audience. I hate you guys.
I love the hippies.
Yes. So, again.
Please keep out bathing.
Eric, would you shut?
This is for the hippies.
So, again, like I was saying at the beginning of this podcast, I enjoy having you fellas back in the booth. I enjoy being back in the booth with everybody.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And then, obviously to get to our second podcast later with the Green Arrow. But yes, thank you guys, and I'll see you next week, next Thursday, because that's now our recording, and we'll be up on Sundays. This episode will be up tomorrow, and then, Monday, and then our next recordings will be back on regular schedule on Sundays. So thank you guys, and
love you all.